Hi Libra, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you subscribe, I upload my new videos for Aries and Libra on Mondays. Also, the deck I'm using today is called the Tattoo Tarot. I'm going to go ahead and put these cards back. There were too many of them. But like I was saying, Tattoo Tarot. And as always, if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading, the information is in the description box below. Let me just grab those cards that fell. And just as a final heads up, sometimes the cards like to flip over in the deck. I do see them. However, I usually only take the cards that jump out like these ones have. If they jump out in groups that are too big, like these ones, I'll put them back. I'll take single jumpers. And the goal here is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards, and then we can get started on your reading. We have 2 more cards that fell. Alright, Libra, so I do want to take a moment to remind you guys that in case you enjoy the reading, the best way for you to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But your overall energy here is the 6 of Cups, which is actually a super sort of romantic kind of dreamy energy to be in. And the reason I say that is because I see a lot of this cup energy, right? I see the 10 of Cups, I see the 8 of Cups, I see the 5 of Cups, the 6 of Cups. Like, that's all very dreamy, sort of lovey energy. And let me just preface this by saying that with the Sun card, like, whatever you've been wishing for, dreaming for, is just on the horizon. The Sun card is the happiest card in the tarot, so I'm seeing huge blessings and huge sort of like things that are coming in for you that you maybe haven't even seen in the past. But like I was saying, this super dreamy energy of the 6 of Cups talks about nostalgia. So I feel like a lot of you guys have been doing a lot of reminiscing. Perhaps a lot of you guys have found yourself recently single, and now you're really sort of thinking about what it is that you like about your relationship dynamics, where it is that you fall in, and sort of what kind of relationship you want and what works for you. And really, it's very interesting because the 6 of Cups sort of has this very childlike wonder kind of connotation, but it's almost as if you guys are really experiencing the butterflies from like a standpoint of having both feet on the ground, if that makes sense. So it's nice because it's like you guys are having best of both worlds in that regard. I certainly feel that you're trying to replicate a lot of those like feelings of like the first time you fall in love. And I think you're doing it in a way that's very level-headed, very responsible, and, you know, hats off to you. Also, like I was saying earlier, with the Sun card here, like you're seeing huge positive and huge blessings. So, you know, keep doing what you're doing because it's clearly working. And I do want to point out here that this little couple, I feel like it's almost representative of you guys. It's like the inner child of you and your partner that are playing together. It's not like a superficial relationship that you're getting yourself into, or kind of like a superficial place that you're going to. It's very deep, it's very emotional, and I feel like it's going to be very healing for the both of you because of the Sun card. And I feel like whatever thing that you start now, and it doesn't necessarily have to be love, I know I've focused a lot on it, but if it's something that is tied to sort of like you feeling good from the past, it's gonna be a good thing right now. So this Five of Cups does worry me a little bit. The Five of Cups worries me because it talks about disappointment, and I feel like you guys are worried about the disappointment. You guys are worried about the what ifs, and you're speculating, and that makes sense because you're doing a lot of this reminiscing. But I feel like you need to sort of make sure that your heart's in the right place. Make sure that you're not being overly negative, because I'm seeing, like I said, the Sun card, which is the happiest card in the tarot. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet. So don't be afraid to let yourself feel that happiness. And this is a very interesting combination here. You have the Knave of Swords and the Two of Swords. So the Knave of Swords is a message that comes forth, right? It's the Page of Swords in other tarot decks, and I feel like it's the beginning stages of a formulation of an idea, of a thought. Either a message or invitation or something of the sort that's coming in towards you, or that you're formulating to go out to someone else. But if you're the one that's doing it with this Two of Swords, there's a lot of like deliberation that you're doing. There's a lot of thinking, a lot of analysis, right? Libras tend to be prone to this sort of analysis paralysis, where you try to really think about something and you get stuck in the thinking process and you don't actually ever take action, because you need to sort of have this situation where everything is balanced and checks out. And this can be especially bad if you have a lot of heavy Virgo placements. But I'm feeling this Two of Swords is kind of hindering you right now. It's giving you a lot of unneeded hesitation, because I'm seeing the Sun, the Ten of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, like it's all positive here. So the Eight of Cups is a very interesting card because it talks about walking away, and the fact that it's in reverse tells me that there's something that you're very emotionally attached to right now, and you have not let it go. And it's very interesting because normally I would like shy away from, because the Eight of Cups in reverse can even be like obsession sometimes. But because you have this Seven of Wands energy here, it gives me the impression that whatever it is that you haven't walked away from, you've decided it's worth fighting for. And honestly, if you're happy fighting for whatever it is that you want, that's good for you. Because ideally you want to be in a situation where you're happy. And because you have the Ten of Swords, or sorry, the Ten of Cups here, it feels like you're walking towards your happiness. The Ten of Cups is emotional fulfillment, and it's happiness. And it's super powerful love energy. So I think that you guys are in a really good place right now. And with this Wheel of Fortune, I feel like Lady Luck is really smiling on you right now. I feel like you may have been really downtrodden with your luck in the past, but now you're entering a new period where things are a lot more beneficial, a lot more positive for you. The Wheel of Fortune talks about cycles, and in particular karma. So I think that you guys have been in the sort of downswing of the Wheel of Fortune for long enough. And now you're entering the period of the Wheel of Fortune where you're going back into the upswing. And that's one of the elements of the Wheel of Fortune when it comes out in the upright, is that you're going to see fortune come in. And with that Ten of Cups and with that sword, you're going to see a lot of happiness, particularly in your relationships. and your emotional sector. Anything that has to do with your emotional health, your emotional well-being, and your emotional stability, I feel like is going to be very much benefited in this particular energy. But that was your reading for time around, Libra. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or a comment because it really helps out the channel, and I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new Libra videos on Mondays, but in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other Thomas readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for a next reading.